Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV Deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside and rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make a man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite part: if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the them can sell out Rasta and sell it out. I sell out Babylon. Big man throw one stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You must throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black baby man throw a stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one. Big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black big man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rasta man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
Good good morning, and welcome to Global TV. Thank you for joining us this morning. We are back at it again, isn't it? More questions than answer in our country. One of the problems we have, though, is nobody to answer the questions. Some of you may think that the Prime Minister, children, wife, and parent is off limit when asking questions, when criticizing them, when drugging them. Let me reassure you this morning, no, they're not off limit. It is for politicians to consider if what they want to draw their family into before they come into public life. Especially when we know that politicians are stealing our wealth and having their children holding stolen wealth like Andrew Holness. So no, if it irritates you, so be it. But Andrew Holness' children, now that they are adult, are not off limit. We can do fuck all with them, whatever we want to do with them. When they were children, we don't notice we never bother them too much. But they're adults now, and they're holding stolen wealth for the Prime Minister, so we can drug them here, there. We can class them. We can question Adam's sexuality. We can question Adam's wealth. We can question the house Adam lives in the United Kingdom, whether he bought it or the Prime Minister bought it. We can ask those questions. I understand, Jamaicans, that the Chinese have more rights than you in our country. But me living in Britain, me fight to enjoy all the rights that are here. It's normal, Jamaicans. I know you don't understand it. It is normal for politician children to get drawn into whatever politician does. You remember when Donald Trump was on investigation? Ivanka Trump was also on investigation. Tony Blair's son is regularly questioned for his wealth and his massive property portfolio. We question Keir Starmer's son when Lord Ali, who Keir Starmer may be sitting in his lap, rented a very expensive penthouse apartment for Keir Starmer's son to go and study for his exam. If politicians don't want their children be dragged, be torn up across the media, don't go into politics. Very simple. Very, very simple. Just don't go into politics. So no, Andrew Holness' children and parent, especially now that we know Andrew Holness possibly don't know who his real father is. He doesn't look like his father or his brother, Mighty Mystic. We are entitled to ask those questions. All right? Good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Andrew Holness is saying, I'm not the only one who is going to bear the credibility war in my new government. I shall bring back some of the thieves, said the Prime Minister. They will have to help me bear the burden. Possible thief like Bobby Montague, who may be one of the illicit enrichers. Morning and welcome, everybody, to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Tell the Prime Minister said to resign. If they don't like when them pick the name call in a crowd, resign. Come out of public life, and then we'll leave you all. All right? But once we turn up in our way, we're going to push on and say we want to pass. It's as simple as that. Sharon Bernard, good morning. Lavina Miles, good morning. Good morning. Debbie Jervis TV, good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. Joan Brown, good morning. Good morning, Norman Ferguson. Good morning. Good morning, Annie. Good morning, Pamela Acola. Good morning. Who else is here? Herbert Tuselin. Good morning. Colleen Lynette Jenkins. Keith Matthews. Michelle Lewis Wilson. Abinasa Cody. Good morning. Dolores McLean. Good morning. Good morning. Judy Roberts. Good morning. Marcia Thomas. Ian Ayers. Opal Watson. Winston Burton. Don Fox. Ladybug. RJ. Good morning. Olimar Pressful. Good morning, Marcia Gale. Good morning, Lorna Brooks. Good morning, Campbell. Good morning. Look at TV Adventures. Good morning, everyone. TikTok, how are you doing? Good morning, Darrell, Mel. Is it O'Connor? Michael, Paulima, Paul, Max Romeo, Frankie, Gary Wright, Mab, HK, Jennifer, Dev, Pretty Lady, Jay Chung Lee. Jay Chung Lee, Wagwan. Morning, everybody. Morning and welcome. Audrey Roberts, good morning. There's a few things on our slide we want to deal with this morning. Angela Brownberg has spoken what we want to hear. Camille, God bless, good morning. Angela Brownberg has said what we are saying and what we want to hear coming from the People's National Party. No, we will not support the nepotistic, biased wife of the Prime Minister to be head of the legislature, nor will we support a convicted criminal, Marissa Dalrymple Filbert, Junie Bygrave, morning, Carleen Richards, nor will we support a convicted criminal, Marissa Dalrymple Filbert, Arlene Scott, to head the legislature, because it is an honorable house and people with credibility, unbiased people, Lenworth, must lead that role. For the last 5 years or so, that role have been in disarray, or since Dalrymple stepped down after stealing from the public purse. Kevin Thomas Wagwan. The office was in disarray, held by the wife of the Prime Minister. Violet Watson, how you do? Now that we have the number to vote it down and oppose it, Randy Jameson, morning. Certainly not. Those people, Colleen Linton, should be on the backbench of government. We will still wait to see when I am working, so I'll be listening. Okay, Ladybug, that's fine. That office must be held by unbiased people. And if Andrew Holness want to run rampage, now that we have the numbers, the pushback starts today. So we'll see who Andrew Holness appoints, Monica Wills, whether he will put Marlene there. That is what I surmise, that Marlene is the one who will be going there, because Marlene whole department have been chucked into Delroy Chuck's lap, which from the very start is what I said to the Prime Minister. We needed not a new office or a new ministry to deal with our constitutional matter. It's for the Department of Justice to appoint a a Constitution Commission review to review the Constitution and go ahead from there. So creating a new office was an absolute waste of time and waste of money. Massive waste of time and waste of money. And we have to question these things. Because we see Chinese worker at work because them strike. We see a lot of Jamaican workers were afraid to strike or protest, can't get them pay either. So when so much money is waste, on an office, a whole ministry that should never been created. You provide building for it, all the retrofittings, all the staffing, and that's a lot of waste of money, Jamaicans. That's an awful wastage, Joan Pine. And we should not allow the Prime Minister to just get away with waste public money like that. And get away with it, Barbara Simpson morning. We should not turn a blind eye over something the Prime Minister should not have done. The Prime Minister wasted time and money. And now look, the Prime Minister come do exactly what we have been saying from day one. This is a remit for the Department of Justice. So the Prime Minister should come out and apologize to it, say, I did get it wrong. I really shouldn't have created that office because it was already a remit of the Department of Justice. If not so, why do you think the Prime Minister subsume and give everything to Delroy Chuck? After the Prime Minister has wasted our money and hungry Jamaicans, hungry labor rights, don't feel like should question the Prime Minister and squandering our money, just like the drill situation as well. Same thing with the buses as well. Squandering of public money, and we are not allowed to question it because we're PNP. We're bad mind. We have an agenda. And everything else we have except for wanting accountability from a crooked, corrupt government who does nothing but enriches himself out of the public coffers. So Angela Brown-Burke is playing our tune in relation to this. Juliet and Miss Good Lady must go on the back bench. They don't have the credibility to sit on the government bench. Hold on.
The People's National Party asserts that the office of Speaker of the House of Representatives must at all times embody impartiality, integrity, and fairness in the management of parliamentary proceedings. In recent years, serious concerns have arisen regarding the manner in which the business of the House has been conducted, including obfuscation and inordinate delays in the tabling of critical reports to Parliament from the Auditor General and the Integrity Commission under the leadership of successive speakers, despite advice from the Attorney General's chambers to the contrary. These matters have eroded trust and confidence in the critical role of the Speaker. In light of these failures, the PNP will not support the reappointment of either Mrs. Marissa Dalrymple Philibert or Mrs. Juliet Holness to the position of Speaker of the House. I'm clear that the Speaker must serve the people of Jamaica as an impartial umpire of parliamentary proceedings, not partisan interests. Our Parliament cannot afford to repeat past mistakes. The next Speaker must uphold the Constitution, safeguard the integrity of Parliament, act fairly, and ensure balance in their rulings. For this reason, the People's National Party has no confidence in and firmly opposes the reappointment of either Mrs. Dalrymple Philibert or Mrs. Juliet Holness as a Speaker of the House.
Right. Let me explain to you how this position is dealt with under the Westminster system, which our leaders conveniently, when it suits them, refer to the Westminster system. Now, how Speaker of the House operates under the Westminster system, yes, they are chosen from the ruling party. From the party that form government, that's the party, the lead, the Speaker of the House is elected from. Cousin D is Wagwan. What happens though is when the party appoints the Speaker then steps down from his seat, a by-election is held, and that Speaker is solely the Speaker, not an MP anymore. That is in order to maintain impartiality, even though the Speaker comes from that party, there's still a party alignment. But in order for neutrality to be seen, you don't hold both posts at the same time, an MP and a Speaker. That's how it operates under the Westminster democracy. When you become a Speaker of the House, then you give up your seat and a by-election is held. So we're not operating that as per the Westminster system, even though you hear them conveniently refer to the Westminster system when it suits them. And we want to say condolences to the family of Patrick Forrester, councillor for Petersfield Division in Westmoreland, and to the entire People's National Party. Condolences from Global TV on the tragic passing of a councillor. Now, this piece of tissue, the batty wiper of the Prime Minister, too often we have drugged Gaspol Brown in public, but the crook, the Prime Minister's prostitute, Earl Jarrett, always avoid the criticism. We heard nothing from Earl Jarrett last year in the messed up of the local government election. Nothing from Earl Jarrett on how the debacle of all what's going on around this election. But this is the director of the ECJ. When you notice how I'm silent on everything, them always leave Gaspol Brown to catch fire road. But this man is a culprit as well. And the Gleaner is calling him out to come out and address the matter. And I do believe the Gleaner is right in doing this. Because the crook Earl Jarrett, the Prime Minister piece of tissue, because that's all Earl Jarrett over the office of the PM doing, being a tissue for the Prime Minister, cleaning up. Not only the Gleaner should call him out, us as a nation should call him out, because when we speak of because Gus Hole is director of elections, whereas Earl Jarrett is the director, the chair, or whatever, but he's the top brass of the ECJ. So Earl Jarrett have a lot of questions to answer, because even though Gus Hole Brown are the director of election and have responsibility to that, Gus Hole Brown, Earl Jarrett oversee Gus Hole Brown. But if you notice, at all time, Earl Jarrett is silent, very, very silent on the matter. And it's good that the Gleaner called him out on this matter. And I hope Earl Jarrett can address the Jamaican people, because a whole heap of money will pay Earl Jarrett to sit down, do nothing other than take the Prime Minister's order and follow them. So that's Mark Golding's Senate. I notice Mark Golding bringing culture in line to the Rastafarian, even though I think Alan represents, like, everybody knows that we and Damien and we're generally hairstyle. I think Alan is from the Rastafarian community. And then we see younger voice coming to represent young people. We also see expertise from the financial field, as in that person from Barita who come in. But I was hoping that there was a space there for people like Raymond or Dr. Horton, who are excellent professionals, but there are things they can still do to support the party. Andrew Holness, I can pull it up on my phone. Andrew Holness charged him cabinet, him all new cabinet. Andrew Holness charged them to approach their responsibility with humility, discipline, and teamwork. Humility. You mean Juliet Cockburn Finn? You mean Everard Warmington? You mean Bobby Montague? You mean Darrell Vaz, who tell us that we are witches and all that? Don't. Oh, Price is abroad. I don't know what the Prime Minister. This Prime Minister like to speak some word where him don't understand them, or him no saying don't mean them when he speak them. Because to speak about humility and discipline, Prime Minister, you haven't heard or seen the recording of some of your MPs who are cabinet people at some point or another. So me don't know what I talk about. Honest to God. Let's see what's next on the slide. A whole bunch of thieves. The Prime Minister, decrepit cabinet. But Andrew Wheatley will come back. Same thing we ended really at do from day one. In comeback there, so. If a Prime Minister is going to lead with integrity, as Andrew Holness says, which he cannot do because we know that's just hot air, make it seem real, Prime Minister. As per the nation, there is a cloud over Andrew Wheatley's integrity. Bobby Montague, we still have not received those vehicles we are waiting for. And we don't know where the money is. So the Prime Minister regularly disrespects the nation by, I don't know why these people hold Andrew Holness to ransom. by giving government position to people who have tainted characters. I don't understand the decision making of this prime minister. Just like how him did create an office for Marlene Malla who fought when him never have nowhere to put him. Him just create a whole government department fair, waste money, and now you dash it away and give it to Delroy Chuck, which it should have been from day one. But after the nation, after such a debacle when it comes to the prime minister's integrity, the prime minister's investigation for financial crime, and whether you thief the election or the nation give you the chance, I mean, at least the least Andrew Holness could have done is try to pick people for his cabinet that doesn't have a black cloud over them. First to comments, we never know him they go come back with some of the old shit bag them when return with. Like literally, we thought him would sensible up himself and say, okay, the people, as much as I was tough-headed, the people of Jamaica are really focusing. Let me try to appease the people of Jamaica. You're not trying to appease with Andrew Holness. You're appeasing your friends. Your friend, the women don't know if them have secret fear and them are all you to ransom, Prime Minister Shani, how you do. Your friends, them women don't know if them have secret fear and them are hold you to ransom with it. But the least the Prime Minister could do, Winifred Morning, is at least try to do the decent thing by keeping out those people. Mud, how you do? By keeping out those people who have that dark cloud of corruption and financial duplicity over them. You long know the nation does not have the confidence in Dr. Chang. But Dr. Chang hold on over there like, that's my baby, that's my property. I don't expect to see better coming from Andrew Holness's third term. It will be the same corrupt government. It will be the same government of nepotism and all of the bad egg that really comes with Andrew Holness. But to have brought back Andrew Wheatley and Robert Montague in the cabinet, to have brought them back in the cabinet is a disrespect to the Jamaica people. At least we have to tolerate you, Prime Minister. At least we have to tolerate you. But Bobby Montague is possibly under investigation for illicit enrichment. And the Prime Minister threw Bobby Montague back at us again when we have outstanding issue with Bobby Montague and the public purse. Something where Andrew Holness and Bobby Montague don't clear up yet. Whether you're Labour Right or PNP, it's a disrespect. Because it's not that we don't know so the money never there, given. And it's not that we know so Bobby Montague did tell about the how much a vehicle we still have not seen yet. It is a disrespect to the nation to bring back such a thief in Parliament. But then again, thief join forces together. But it's a disrespect to the nation, Andrew Holness. And because Jamaica people either docile or afraid of you, and the Labour them just head just their way up your rear end so them have no clue of what is going on out here. because they head too far up. But it is a disgrace. It is a disrespect to the nation. It is a disrespect to the nation. Andrew Wheatley would even have a bit more clearance than Bobby Montague. And here we have again Bobby Montague and the old car them. This is a government of no shame. This is a government led by scandal, corruption, and lack of integrity. That's why Andrew Holness and his entire team cannot sign up to the Nolan principles of good government, of good governance. They cannot. Because them know so them always a thief. Them know their practices are corrupt. But it is a disrespect, Prime Minister, to have brought back Bobby Montague in particular. It's a major slap in the face for the Jamaican people. Not for PNP, not for the Jamaican people. It's a slap in the face. There's many talent you have there, Prime Minister, which you could give opportunity to, rather than bring back a crook like Bobby Montague. There's 35 of you. Could you not find anybody else among the lot of you to bring into the cabinet rather than bring back Bobby Montague with that cloud over him? Labor right on a thief, on a hungry, on a live off of the little case benefit and spoil when they thief millions out of the public purse, they only go no $1,000, $2,000, and $5,000 and not happy with it. The rest of the country need more than $5,000. The rest of the country ambition, labor rights on my page, on TikTok. The rest of the country ambition is much broader than the $5,000 we're willing to settle for. And everybody cheap like uno. And everybody hungry like uno. Some of we know how to knot and tie. And say make we wait it out one more day. And all of we hungry like uno labor rights, okay? And all of we willing to take the $5,000. And all of we willing to sell out with self labor rights. The problem with Andrew Holness is because the dunce labor right crowd does not hold Andrew to account. The dunce labor right MPs and councillors do not hold Andrew Holness to account. That's why Andrew Holness can continue behave the way he does. Because him have bucketive from people where him don't care about, people where him don't mean any good, people where have them impoverished while he's enriching himself. So whether you all understand it or not, it's a disrespect. People go and come out of cabinet, it's not unusual. But when they have outstanding issues, like Robert Montague, how we know Robert Montague now come in the cabinet come thief again? A thief make Robert Montague get pushed out of the cabinet. A thief make Andrew Wheatley get pushed out of the cabinet. How do you know they're not going to steal again? How do you know Robert Montague and Andrew Wheatley aren't going to steal again? How do you know Dalwyn Plain going to steal again? Labor rights. When the Chinese come to Jamaica come have more rights down, on no shame. Labor rights, on all afraid to come out, come protest, on afraid to talk up against What Unwa go through with the Labour Party? Una no shame. Una say Chinese come to Jamaica, come have more rights down. Andrew Holness give Chinese more benefits in a Jamaica than Uno labor rights. Una no see it? I don't want him to do more before Uno can see say Andrew Holness gives one fuck about you all. It's about wealth and power. That's the only thing I see about Andrew Holness. Wealth and power. Good riddance. So today the 18. What, we have 3 days left? 3 days left and the animal is gone. 3 days left and the animal, Paula Llewellyn, is gone. That's another waste of time in Jamaica as well. If you follow the track record of Paula Llewellyn failed cases or cases pulled from the court or cases she prosecuted which has been overturned on appeal, or Paula charging you under the wrong section of the Firearm Act, a massive waste of 18 years. That was Paula Llewellyn. In 3 days, we never get rid of Andrew Holness, but certainly in 3 days, Paula Llewellyn have to pack up and gone. And Jamaica will not miss a thing. Maybe we will have more independence in the office of the prosecutor now. Now that the tyrant, the corrupt, the inequipped DPP, now that she's gone, maybe we can have a bit more independence in that office. Now, I hear a lot of questions being asked on social media. Who pay the Chinese? Isn't it Czech should be paying them? Is it the government who is paying them? Let me say it how I understand it. It's a gift from the Chinese. The project is a gift from the Chinese. The money for the project was given to the Jamaican government. So, rather be the government paying to Shrek or paying them directly, that I'm not aware. But the pay will still trickle back to the government because the money to build the hospital was given to the government. And a Portia Simpson did give to, and Portia Simpson leave it for Andrew Holness continue with it. The question we ought to be asking the Jamaican authority who received and control the money, what happened to the money? Is it that you're not paying your dues to Shrek, so Shrek cannot pay them? Or is it that the government pays the worker directly? But they're not demonstrating against Shrek per se, I would assume, because it would be the state of China going against the state of China here. This would lead back to the Jamaican authority who the money was disbursed to. So I only hope Colonel Charles can come out, come give clarity. Now that they're all sworn in again, I'm hoping Colonel Charles can come out and give clarity on the matter, because this is one of the problems with this government. When certain things are going on in a public and they realize that there are confusion with public knowledge and public perception, them just stay quiet. So them don't come out, come explain to the public what the actual case is and what is going on. So we're asking the Labor Ministry if they could help to clear up the confusion to the Jamaican public as to who has the responsibility for paying the Chinese workers. That's the least we could ask them on this matter, isn't it? At least they owe us that to clear up the confusion or the misconception in public, whether it's the government responsibility, Shrek responsibility, or both share responsibility in what we're seeing from the Chinese workers who are protesting against thingy rather. 10% of our schools in Western Jamaica does not meet the health and safety standard. Let me see if I find. Does not meet the health and safety standard. St. James Health Service is reporting that 10% of the parish 279 schools are not in full compliance as it relates to maintaining proper public health standards. Dana, based on a Victor-controlled inspection done in August, a month or so before school opened, Sherika Lewis, the acting chief public health inspector for St. James, told us last Thursday, monthly meeting of the St. James Municipal Corporation, that 252 schools are met, I should have met the required public health standard, while 27 are falling short. Dana Morris Dixon, these are the things we're expecting from the Ministry of Education, who has the responsibility to the education system, coupled with whatever responsibility local government may have, to use public resources. But then again, Royal Reid and Grace McLean and Marlon Morgan, to use government resource, to use the people's resources to make sure our children them is being educated in an adequate facility, rather than the unsanitary facilities that they have to endure on a day-to-day basis. Jennifer Reed McDonald. So we're asking the Ministry of Education. There are several schools over the country which are having issues like these. The Ministry of Health and Ministry of Education ought to do an audit across the country to see how we can improve the condition where children them have to endure, rather than we focus on hairstyle and shoes, because hairstyle and shoes in an insanitary convenient don't enforce discipline, or it don't make you learn discipline, because you go walk around and see how we think or we not. As I said, our priorities are wrong. Our priorities are wrong when it comes to dealing with our schools. But does anyone know what time Parliament on this evening? Somebody let me know, please. What time Parliament on this evening? Because this evening will be a robust galangin, you know. Let me ask a question over here, because Facebook are mad over the question. Is Adam Holness gay? We don't even have to ask if Adam Holness is hiding stolen wealth for his father. We already know that 10 a.m. So 10 a.m. our 4 o'clock my time. 4 o'clock my time. Okay, thank you. We're entitled to ask if Adam Holness is gay. A few money, whatever life them a live, it's on our money. And we can ask politicians, children, question. We can question their character, their sexuality, their wealth, their education, their health. We are entitled to do that. So if anybody know if Adam Holness gay, please let us know. Facebook a drop down over it. Maybe somebody will take them up and give them a pill. But we're entitled to ask that question. And if he looks like a weirdo, we're entitled to say that. That's how democracy and free speech work, especially when it comes to politicians and their children. Especially when it comes to a corrupt leader who has been stealing the nation wealth and give it to him, picking them for whole before them come majority age. Well, we never have not drugged them time there because we did leave them to them young age. They are majority age now. They can step big wolf. So we are entitled to ask questions. Any question of the Prime Minister, wife, children, mother, father, brother, sister, especially we know the sister in the business of stealing with the Prime Minister as well. The sister in the building development with our brother, the sister a whole a house of Florida. We are entitled to ask these questions. Adam Holness is holding a house for his father in Cambridgeshire in the United Kingdom. We're entitled to ask where them get the money from. Them thief from the public purse or them sell themselves for it? Do they sell drugs for it? And I wonder if this drugs that Donald Trump is on about, if you and any of your politicians them, the Americans may have evidence on UNO. So UNO in the drugs producing and transporting as well. Because you know why, Prime Minister, you know why it's quite a question to ask? Members say a whole heap of big drugs bus. We say happening in our country, you know, Ian Fleming Airport, Passy, in a house up a wall, yonder, will not kill my man there over. What the man named Dean Shaw. Wanna murder Dean Shaw over and go on like say Dean Shaw was one of UNO in the up there of the Jamaican society. We're entitled to ask those questions. Where Adam get money from for the property development of Jamaica? Where Adam get money from to buy a house in Oxford, Cambridgeshire, in the United Kingdom? We're entitled to ask those questions. So if UNO I go have nightmare, when you see the question, just put the hand over on the face. When you hear the question, stick your finger in your ears. When you're a politician, your family is not off limit. Especially when we find out that your family is involved in your crime against the public purse, as we have established that the Prime Minister and his sons are. We're entitled to ask those questions. I feel with money. Me know that Jamaica me now work, but me have to send money there every month. Even if me have to thief it, beg it, borrow it, me have to send it there every month. So we want to know how them get rich. We want to know about them sex life as well. Just like we still ask the mother from 1972 till now, who is Mr. Holness's father? Because the picture of Mr. Bramwell there's a closer look with Andrew Bramwell and Mr. Bramwell than Andrew Holness and Mr. Holness. We're entitled to ask those questions. So if one want drop off on a rocking chair, drop. Don't mean so we're going to walk and shut them out and not ask this crooked government relevant questions. So we look like fool too, no? There's something about Adam that we want to know. Imagine Professor Fitzpinnock what you say you're asking questions to Max Romeo. What question you're asking? Professor Fitzpinnock, former Education Minister Ruel Reid, and Councillor Kim Lawrence Brown. Imagine we could have confiscated the wealth of those people. Imagine we could have confiscated the wealth of those people and return it back to the education system. Imagine some of these schools were open during this September with uncertainty. Imagine we have those money that continuously been stolen from the education budget to really spend on education where failing public health. So this is a school in Portland. We see one in St. Thomas the other day, 27 in the parish of St. James. $27 in the parish of St. James. And I'm sure there's more across the country in deplorable condition. What is the Ministry of Education doing? What is the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health doing while our children are being educated in unsanitary environment when the big brouhaha is about how their hair looks? And we're gonna go back to Andrew Holness and Donald Trump. This is the most serious issue for our nation in a very long time. Labor rights may want to play partisan with it, as if we're hyping up the argument or we're beefing up the argument. But do you understand what is really at play here when it comes to Jamaica and the United States, or when it comes to Donald Trump and his tirade across the world, but the new information that draws the Caribbean into the whole fracas of drugs producing and drugs transporting. Now, if I'm to go by Donald Trump's argument, I would have thought, based on what we have previously seen, our country would fit more in the drug transporting rather than producing, because I know really marijuana them problem. The problem is the hardcore drugs, which we don't really produce them hardcore drugs. Yes, oftentimes we see from drug bus and other things, we are a transshipment hub for this whole malarkey as well. But what we would have expected from the Americans is to, if this war is really about drugs, as Donald Trump make it, rather than an anti-communist rant, because that is what it really is. First, it was the Cuban nurses. Now it's drugs. It's an anti-communist rant of Donald Trump. My problem is some of us are taking it lightly, but you cannot take Donald Trump words per se lightly. Now, what we would have expected from America is to join partnership with the Caribbean when it comes to drugs importation, drugs transport and production. We would expect a partnership to fight against these things, not demands as to who we align ourselves with. Because even though he's going on about the drugs, alignment is more of a problem for Donald Trump. Who we're aligned with, whether we're aligned with Cuba, Russia, China, or we're aligned with them. That is where the problem is. So the Donald Trump way of doing things is to come in and bully people and threaten them. We cannot take Donald Trump's word for anything that he says, because it change fast and it flow fast. But what we expect, though, from our leader is to provide the Jamaican people a level of certainty on the matter that was recently published by the United States. Because this is not a way how to go about partnership and fighting against that particular crime. It's more about giving ultimatum. And Donald Trump is one that doesn't seem interested in giving financial support to fight against drugs. He thinks using bombs. He thinks using bombs is the right way to go. How would that be about drugs, though? How on earth would that be about drugs if you think you have to drop bomb on a nation because their drugs are reaching into your territory? Flip the coin, though, Donald Trump. Look at the Caribbean and the South Americas. Look at your guns, America. Look at your guns. What the devastation, America, that your guns has caused to the Caribbean, that has caused to South America. What if power in the world were equal, where we could do a report and put America on a list of the major weapon transporting and producing country? Because that would be actual fact, America, wouldn't it? But our politicians are very weak. There are several politicians around this world who are standing up to the madness of Donald Trump. We did not see that from Andrew Holness when it comes to the Cuban nurses. And I'm very worried how Andrew Holness will approach this very critical and could be life-threatening issue, or becomes a havoc to the Jamaican economy, become a havoc to the Jamaican people. Because when a government is being sanctioned, that don't really put pressure upon the government. Sanction is really about forcing the people in a tight spot to rise up against the leader at home. That's one of the main reasons why America used sanction, is to make sure life becomes hard for you, the populace. So then you will have to turn against your leader. Let me surprise you all this morning. When it comes to Donald Trump and Andrew Holness, if it's personally Andrew Holness's crime, them in a business with the two of them. If them caught Andrew Holness in a nothing like money laundering or drugs or whatever, that's between them and him. But when it comes to, and this is very difficult to say, when it comes to a national security issue, I'm going to side with Andrew, even though I don't know what I'm siding with, because the Prime Minister is not saying anything. The Prime Minister doesn't have a voice as a leader who just told us that Jamaica will stand tall on the international stage. On a matter of national security, I would have to stand by Andrew, but the issue I'm having, what am I standing by? Because we don't know where Andrew Holness is on this particular matter. You see, over Twitter, every country Trump come after, somebody in the government go back after Trump on Twitter. You don't see that in the Jamaican government. Everybody just bow down. Oh, there's nothing as precious as our fucking visa. Let's take a break.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation. Because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is so dead. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rub and cheat, and not press the floor. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. My favorite man, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Yes, stop on the Friday. You might go and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, go and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. You have eyes to see, let him see. You have ears to hear, let them hear. What a prophet must say. President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years.
Thank you very much and welcome back. We saw during the Cuban health workers crisis, Marco Rubio came to Jamaica. Before Marco Rubio came to Jamaica, we don't know if he gave an order to Andrew Holness or he placed a demand on Andrew Holness. But what we saw before Marco Rubio swung his way across the Caribbean, we saw various leaders of the Caribbean standing up and taking a decision in the interests of their people. Marco Rubio has visited. There was a press conference with Marco Rubio and Andrew Holness, where both of them said different things, spoke about different agenda in the press conference. To date, none of us Jamaican are no clearer or none the wiser of what on earth was that all about. And we, the people of Jamaica, allow the Prime Minister to treat that matter with silence. This is a development where we could be sanctioned. Politicians and a lot of Jamaicans could lose their visa because there's no limit to Donald Trump. You have to take that into concern. There is no limit to where Donald Trump will go. We cannot let the Prime Minister sit out such a development where Donald Trump plays upon the most drugs producing and transporting list, and with Prime Minister I go behave like him down here. This is a matter of national importance that our Prime Minister must address. We need to know what our stance are and will be as a people led by our leader. Me know Labour right don't like to hear, but tough. Just log off. What we're not going to do is to just allow America to come in and give continuous dictate that may not be good for our economy, might not be good for our development. Yes, me go come back to Parliament, so me soon done because in the next couple hours. Won't be good for our economy, won't be good for our development. So we need leadership on the matter. Where Donald Trump are going with something where you can just turn a blind eye to. Of course, him say a lot of things when don't mean, but him say a lot of things where him carry out the fuckery of what he spoke about. So we can't go on like Donald Trump is bluffing Jamaica. We need to know what Andrew Holness' stance is on the matter. I don't see mainstream media is picking up this story much other than the Gleaner and the Observer. But before me go, Lady Bachelet, if Andrew Holness can break protocol with the country and reappoint 2 thieves to the cabinet who were thrown out because of their disgraceful tarry finger, then if Mark Golden wants to sit and break protocol during Andrew's swearing, democracy allows that. If it's a protest or a disrespect, democracy allows that. What I thought is that Mark Golden should have broke the protocol even bigger by not attending at all. He should have broke it even bigger by not attending the Prime Minister's swearing at all. But Mr. Golden is a gentleman, and that we cannot and must not try to take away from him. Because you see, when we picked up the street boy in 2016, we saw nothing else from thuggery by Andrew Holness and the team he chose to rip off the country with him. We shouldn't try to change Mr. Golden from his gentleman way. Maybe that is what our country needs, a gentleman to be taking the major decisions, rather than just a normal street boy, a thug, a gangster, and a corrupt criminal. That is what we really got from Andrew Holness, isn't it? Labor rights. We know someone get one $5,000, but we don't get nothing. Because we not cheap like one, labor rights. So we now go settle for the $5,000. What we know is by them turn them back. The $5,000 done in a corner shop. You can't even go down a supermarket, go embarrass yourself with it, isn't it? So please, when you tell the Prime Minister, say, come turn up and talk on the world stage, and him sister with you, and him turn up a garden house lawn, no King's House lawn, and him stand up a King's House lawn and say Jamaica will stand tall on the global stage and speak for justice, equality, and all that bad wordry where Andrew Holness can conjure up. How now, when if you speak up for Jamaica, Andrew Holness can speak up. Which country Andrew Holness elect to speak up for? Does anyone know? Which country was Andrew Holness elected to stand up for? Because he's certainly not doing it for Jamaica. But we go hope the Chinese them protest more. Maybe we teach some of the docile Jamaicans, some of the coward Jamaicans will sit down and take the butter brews and the liberty from politicians. It might just wake you all up. Please do join us back at 4 o'clock for the reopening of Parliament. And there's going to be the swearing of the MPs this evening, isn't it? Oh, no, correct me there. The MP them are going to swear in this evening, though. You know, Stephanie said with soldier and police, them are Haiti. Andrew Holness haven't even got the respect to update Jamaican mothers and fathers on their children that he sent in a war zone at America's request. Not even that Andrew Holness can do. Him don't have the respect to update the nation on our men that were sent. When can Mark Golden ask Andrew Holness today about what? Oh, certainly he can. Mark Golden can certainly, and I hope Mark Golden will be paying attention to this issue, or whoever Mark Golden appoints as the foreign affairs opponent to Kamina Johnson-Simmet. Has there been any statement released from Kamina Johnson-Simmet department since Trump put this out and Gleaner wrote about it? Has there been any statement released from Kamina Johnson-Simmet's department? Uno sister, we is not a part of Jamaica, because when it comes to matters of national importance and national security, they do not speak to us. But remember, join us back at 11 o'clock Jamaica time or 10 o'clock Jamaica time. Wanna give me the right number there, because I don't know I'm not good with number. 11 or 10 o'clock. So I can set the link to come back with. Here's the Haitian gang kill 50 people where they were dog name up some of them. And we don't know 4 o'clock. Okay. So 4 o'clock my time, 11 Someone else say 11, someone else on the top confused. 4 o'clock UK time, isn't it? I saw you go. No, me don't. Me don't. Somebody work you too. But I think I'm 10 o'clock Jamaica time. So 10 o'clock Jamaica time is 4 p.m. my time over here. Okay. Oh God, and somebody else has 11 o'clock Jamaica time. I'm gonna confuse me. Oh. It's 10 to 10:30. Okay, but we set a link for 4 p.m. Jamaica time, so UK time, so that would be on your 10 a.m. Let me look at PBCJ if they have any link. PBCJ, if they have any link put out there for today's proceeding. Bear with me. Cabinet ministers sworn in. No, that happened already. Let me look on the list. Today our 18. Minister have nothing dated for the 18 yet so far. Hold on. Okay, no put out yet, but I'll keep my eyes on it. Check your WhatsApp. Let me check my WhatsApp. Hold on, yeah. Me turn the screen crossways so I can see this properly. Buchanan cite ballot box irregularity, intimidation of voters and voter suppression in challenge to the Western Central St. Andrews seat. Kingston, Jamaica, September 18, 2025. The People's National Party candidate for West Central St. Andrew constituency, Paul Buchanan, yesterday filed an application with the constituted authority to void the taking of the 3rd of September poll in the constituency. The application is based on a number of grounds arising from conduct of the polls. These include violence and intimidation in Olympic Gardens, Mullines Road Division, invasion by JLP operative of the polling station cluster by Seaward Primary School, and irregular transportation of 18 ballot boxes from the cluster to the counting center, resulting in their arrival at 10 p.m. Voter suppression in the Mullines Garden Division and the malfunctioning of the electronic voters identification system, which caused electors to be turned away from the polling stations. Under the law, the constituted authority has 2 weeks to decide on the application and whether to send a petition to the election court. So we wait the outcome of the challenge to the Prime Minister's seat. We wait the outcome of the challenge to Andrew Holness's seat. Do you think he has a chance to win? I don't know, but something certainly went wrong in Andrew and Juliet's constituency. And I would support a rerun of Andrew Holness's seat. Make him win it fair and square rather than the cloud that hangs over his seat as well, because there's evidence in public as to Andrew Holness' behavior, the police behavior, Juliet Holness and the police behavior. All those were captured on camera. All of those were captured on camera. So I would support a rerun, particularly of the Prime Minister's seat, where Paul gathered certain evidence to make his complaint. But please do join us back at 4 p.m. for the opening of Parliament for the 2025-2026 Parliamentary session. Thank you very much for being here this morning. And do not forget to question your Prime Minister, our leader, Dr. the most dishonorable Andrew Michael Holness, and the reopening of Parliament this evening. Thank you very much, and goodbye from Global TV. Please do join us in an hour and a half. It will be an hour and a half, so please do join us back then. Thank you. Good morning and good afternoon.
Oh, thy peace, God of my salvation, because the mouth of the sinful and wicked is open. Rastafari. Come with I. Rastaman throw one stone, and it break a bad feeling to all wicked men. Not a people there. Make a man throw one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Only when man like Marcus Garvey speak, wicked men would I hear. Hear now hear. Instead of that, they only sit aside a rub and cheat, and not press the poor. Make up what I seen to. Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a plan! Make him a throw and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. So, my favorite part, if Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the day them can sell out Rasta and sell it out and sell out Babylon. They give man show and stone, and they bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. They give man show and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. If Rasta make a progressive move, wicked men are red. How they want to see the dead and can sell out Rasta and sell out. I sell out Babylon. Just stop on the price. You must go and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what a black thing, man, throw and stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. once, President Mandela was in prison for 20 odd years. And he leave from the prison and take the seat of the president. Stone one, big man Joe one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Oh, what's a black big man Joe one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men. Rastaman Joe one stone, and it bring a bad feeling to all wicked men.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.